movie. Can you talk about how, and was it always a comedy? I mean, did you think of it one way and then say, this is a lot of humor in the research?
No, it wouldn't have been anything if it hadn't, if real life hadn't sort of announced that there was a comic potential in this subject. So I was just reading around the subject to broaden my kind of knowledge outside the very thin coverage that appears, in the news media, and I came across examples which were funny, and whether they were high or low, whether they were people who weren't going anywhere, whether they were dreamers sitting in their bedsits, being recorded mumbling about bringing down the West when they couldn't, bring down a milk bottle from their bedroom. It was kind of that all the way through to people planning successful terrorist attacks, but still behaving in a recognisably foolish way, because basically, we're all fools, so why wouldn't terrorists be fools? It seems absurd. I mean, it seems absurd to think that everybody's going to be foolish apart from this one small bunch of people.
Well, do you think, actually we've been sold a different lie. I mean, do you think, because we're meant to take these people extremely serious, and as your movie indicates, and as various anecdotes have indicated, that some are serious, a lot of them are, as you say, fools. Do you think they've been misrepresented, perhaps for political gain, by some individuals?
I think it's more a case of, look, if a bomb goes off, then you're going to be, you're going to have a jump, you're going to be frightened about it, and then if people keep going on about that bomb going off, then you're going to continue to be frightened about it. But what you want to get through is that, because you want to try and sort of understand in a three-dimensional way what's going on, and if you find that you can make, that actually you're presented with the opportunity to make jokes in the self-same step that you're taking to find out more, then why wouldn't you? And I think that the misrepresentation is a kind of natural version, sort of a formalized version of people's natural tendency to, if you're entertaining your friends with a story, you're going to increase the amplitude in every direction you can to secure their interest. And that's what happens with the media. But it doesn't mean that you're getting the actual story, you're getting a version, and each time you tell the story, it will morph and become more and more extreme because you want to maintain people's interest in doing it.
Were you concerned, that there might be a fatwa? I mean, did that ever cross your mind? Like what happened with Salman Rushdie?
I think you really have to go looking to insult particular holy texts or holy icons if you want. I could tell you how to get yourself a fatwa, and it would be up to you whether you followed my advice. But I think that looking at the research of this took me further and further away. Actually, it takes you into a more and more sort of extruded place, so that you're far away. I mean, like most Muslims, all Muslims, in fact, during my research that I mentioned this to, said universally, bring it on. So either they were trying to lull me into a false sense of security, or that sort of thing was not really on the agenda.
Well, it's a terrific movie. Thank you.
Sorry,